It was a clear spring morning when the young monk Kanzan went to the garden to meet with his master, Roshi Yamada. As he approached the old pine tree under which Yamada often sat in meditation, Kanzan saw that his master was staring out at the still pond, deep in thought. "What do you see out there, master?" Kanzan asked as he sat down on the moss beside Yamada. "I see a boat drifting freely across the water," Yamada replied. "The boat is empty. There is no one aboard to steer it, and yet it floats perfectly in harmony with the gentle currents." Kanzan looked out at the serene pond. "But master, there is no boat on the pond at all." Yamada smiled gently at his student. "And so it is with us. When we can detach from our ego and desires, we become like that empty boat, moving freely through life in accordance with nature's flow. We need not steer or struggle. The universe supports us." Kanzan furrowed his brow, perplexed by Yamada's words. How could one live freely without directing one's own life? Before he could ask, Yamada spoke again. "Tell me, how did the boat arrive in the middle of the pond?" Kanzan paused. Finally he said, "I do not know, master. As I said, there is no boat." "Exactly," said Yamada. "When you release attachments and cease to steer the boat of yourself, you realize you never needed to. The boat is empty and always has been." Kanzan's eyes widened as Yamada's wisdom took root in his mind. For days after their conversation, Kanzan pondered his master's words about the empty boat. He watched the clouds drift by, leaves floating down the stream, birds soaring on the breeze. All seemed to move effortlessly without anyone directing them. One morning, after hours meditating on a rocky ledge overlooking the sea, Kanzan spotted a small fishing boat bobbing gently in the harbor below. Its owner was nowhere to be seen, likely having gone to fetch supplies in town. Kanzan realized this empty boat was a perfect opportunity to understand Yamada's lesson. Removing his robes so they wouldn't get soaked, Kanzan eased himself into the boat. He expected it to drift aimlessly, but to his surprise the boat remained stationary, rocking back and forth in the waves. "How strange," Kanzan murmured. "Without me steering it, shouldn't it move freely like Master said?" Gripping the sides of the boat, he tried willing it to go with the currents, but the more he attempted to control the boat's direction, the more it resisted, turning into the waves as if with a mind of its own. Kanzan's shoulders slumped as it dawned on him where he had gone wrong. The boat was not empty. He was still in it, still attempting to steer. Releasing his grip on the sides, Kanzan settled into a meditative pose in the center of the boat. He focused on his breathing, on simply being. When his mind emptied, the boat began to drift slowly from the harbor. Kanzan smiled, feeling the boat carry him effortlessly, not to any particular destination, but wherever the water flowed. As the boat drifted along, Kanzan experienced a profound sense of peace. The ebb and flow of the waves rocked the boat gently, almost lulling him into a trance. His mind was clear, not grasping after thoughts or trying to control anything. He noticed seabirds gliding by without a care, simply trusting the wind to hold them up. Gradually, the shoreline receded into the distance. Kanzan had no idea where the currents were taking him. As the sun sank toward the horizon, a wisp of fear entered his mind. What if he drifted too far to make it back safely? Sensing his sudden tension, the boat began to rock more sharply. Kanzan took a deep breath, exhaling the anxiety from his body and mind. "Trust," he whispered to himself. "You are the empty boat." The rocking subsided. Night fell and dazzling stars illuminated the sky, reflecting on the inky water all around. Kanzan marveled at their perfection, their effortless dance across the heavens. He dozed lightly, cradled by the boat as it drifted through the darkness. At dawn, he awoke to find himself returned safely to the same harbor. The fishing boat rocked gently against its moorings as if it had never left at all. Kanzan stepped onto the dock, the morning sun warming his face. He felt a deep sense of gratitude and wonder, and a readiness to return to his master. When Kanzan arrived at the temple, Yamada was waiting in the garden with a knowing smile. "So you have experienced the empty boat?" Kanzan bowed low before replying. "Yes, master. Thanks to your wisdom, I have tasted the freedom of an empty boat set adrift. At first, I misunderstood and tried to steer it by my own efforts. But once I released control and let the boat carry me where it would, I felt the harmony of moving as one with nature's flow. Yamada nodded. When we cease grasping, we can ride the waves of life without fear of sinking. Our destination matters not, for we are not apart from the sea. Yet I cannot always suppress the anxiety that arises when the shore is not in sight, Kanzan said. How does one conquer fear in the midst of the unknown? Make your peace with impermanence, said Yamada. Waves arrive and depart. All things change. Nothing remains fixed. Do not cling even to this body you call yourself. Recognize it too as just a floating vessel. Kanzan absorbed Yamada's words in contemplative silence. He felt the truth resonating deep within, dissolving the last remnants of fear and attachment. Finally, he spoke. I understand now, Master. My searching and steering have kept me from experiencing life's flow. When the boat is empty, filled only with open awareness, I am free. Yamada smiled. Well done, Kanzan. You are ready to sail on. Kanzan bowed again in gratitude. As he rose, a gentle breeze rustled the pine boughs overhead. He breathed deeply, in perfect harmony with the wind. His journey of insight had begun.